Hi, and welcome to Exhale into Life with Regina. When Regina speaks, everybody listens. Where we breathe out the stress and breathe in inspiration, clarity, and empowerment. I'm your host, Dr. Regina C. Hall, and I'm glad you're joining us today. Each week, we bring you powerful voices who are making differences in their communities and beyond. And today, our special guest is no exception. I am thrilled to introduce to you and welcome Dr. Charlene Parks, who is an MBA, PMP, and Safe Six Scrub Master, ITILV4, LSSBB, and DBA candidate. And I'll let her explain all that to you. But I did not want to short you at all, okay? But before we go into Dr. Parks' bio, I want to invite you today to just pause a moment with me as we discuss the National Suicide Prevention Month, which is in September. September is National Suicide Prevention Month. It is a time for us to be reminded of ourselves, to remind ourselves that every life matters and hope begins with conversation. So, why does it matter? Suicide is the second leading cause of death for teens and young adults ages 10 to 34. And I want us to understand that it is the second leading cause of death for teens and young adults ages 10 through 34. In Michigan, the suicide rate in 2023 was 14.9 per 100,000 with 1,530 lives lost. So what's being done? The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline provides 24/7 support nationwide. Again, that's 988 Suicide and Crisis Hotline. In Metro Detroit, Henry Ford helps model reduce suicide attempt rates from 11.3 to 0.03 per 100,000. I think that's real important for us to understand here in Detroit, Michigan, because suicide, we don't want any child life to be lost. And for them to try to solve their problem with a permanent situation for a temporary issue, because that is permanent when you take your life and the situation was temporary. And I think if we can get that across to our young people and even to adults, and that doesn't mean that you haven't been dealing with something for a long time. What it means is that once it moves into chronic, which situations can move into chronic, it is time, like I said earlier on, to start the dialogue, to converse, to seek the help that you need from your parents or from your community or from a pastor or a counselor, whatever it is that can give you the support you need. And if you go to a door that closes on you, I would encourage you to fight for your life like you're fighting for your last breath and go to someone else. Never give up on you. And I want to invite you, Dr. Parks, into this conversation because we are going to be doing some focusing on girls and anything that you would like to share.
Yeah, so part of my passion is inspiring and empowering young girls, and as you mentioned, giving them hope, giving them options, giving them resources. So I offer myself as a resource to say, hey, there is someone that believes in you. This isn't whatever you're going through is not always going to be, right? So you have people. So I like to teach them that they are, bigger than any problem that they have, that they can pivot out of that. And that's a part of my book is to, mindset and giving them someone else to look at. If they don't want to talk to the pastor or the parents, they might say, hey, I remember Miss Charlene, maybe I could go and have a conversation with her. So,
yes. That's really true. That it's all about a mindset. And one of the things that I teach our young ladies, particularly in schools, because you and I both have that passion, and we're going to be learning more about your passion, is that what our teen young girls, we know after the pandemic that depression, anxiety, those things increased, was on the rise. And so depression is real. But one of the things I want us to understand that suicide, depression, they're con artists. That's what they are. Depression is the oldest con artist in the world, and as well as anxiety, because it's tricking you to believe in thoughts that are really distorted. And that's one of the things that I do as a counselor, help young people as well as adults get in touch with the way they are thinking and start defeating those thoughts. And so it's important to understand that everything starts with the mind. And so as the month of September continue, we are going to continue to talk about it, bring recognition to it. And so one of the resources you can call, which is nationwide, is 988, which is the Suicide and Crisis Hotline. So thank you very much for giving us this opportunity to pause and bring recognition to something that our young teens, even boys, from 10, and our young adults from 10 to 34 need to understand that there is hope regardless of how dark it may seem. And I can only imagine how dark it seems, but you do have a way out. There is a way of escape. So thank you. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm going to read your bio and then we can move right into it, okay? So Dr. Parks is a transformational strategist, educator, and entrepreneur with more than 15 years of experience leading multi-million-dollar programs for Fortune 500 companies. She is also the founder of AskCharlie.ai.
Ask Charlie. Yeah.
Ask Charlie. I'm sorry, .ai.
I just actually created it and I've been programming it. It's actually Ask Coach Charlie, and it's a virtual business strategist. So if you say, hey, I'm having some trouble with a business plan, I've trained it to be able to give you detailed an outline of a business plan that can help you, kind of move along in your business journey. So
that is awesome. I love that. So actually, because it has here Ask Charlie, but it's Ask Coach Charlie.
Yeah.
.ai. Okay, so Ask Coach Charlie.ai. An AI powered virtual business strategist. She's also a teen success blueprint, which equips teen girls with leadership and resilient skills. And yes, you can see it right here. So we're going to be talking more about it. Yes. Resilient skills and Glow Ink Publishing. So, and I noticed that you published this through your own publishing company.
Yeah.
We have to talk about that as well. Her publishing arm that empowers authors and support her own works. She also is an adjunct professor and a doctoral candidate researching digital transformation, change management, and cybersecurity. Woo! I mean, all that, okay? Good for you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, I'm honored to have you on Exhale into Life with Regina. When Regina speaks, everybody listens. And just want you to know that you are live streaming on WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world, where you can comment, subscribe, share. And there's one more, and I'm always getting stumped on that other one. Share, comment, like. That's it. Like. That's it. And subscribe. And I want you to know too that we are opening up the phone lines as well. So we want you to be able to call, and I need to get in that. And I had it up. I hate when things move and I have it up and it goes somewhere else. So I don't know where it went. But anyway, we're going to do this. We're going to find it because I want you to be able to call in. And here we go. So the call-in number is 313-429-2032. So that's 313-429-2032. So we invite your questions as we move along and just getting more insight about Dr. Parks. All right, so Dr. Parks, you have had such a powerful career leading enterprises, transformations. For a listener, tell us what does that mean? And when you say lead multi-dollar programs for Fortune 500 companies, what does that mean in practical terms?
Okay, yes, for sure. So all those initials behind the name is really from my corporate career. So I'm a project and program management. So PMP is project management professional. I've been project manager, program manager for probably 10 to 15 years now. Working for Ford Motor Company, I've done some work. I've done Blue Cross, grocery chains. I've worked tons of, Fortune 500 companies and leading their transformational efforts. So let's say you want to implement a software for your HR enterprise across your enterprise. I would be a person that would manage that, like getting that software rolled out, getting it tested, making sure that it's working properly. So that's my corporate career, and a lot of that you have to know how to manage your time. You have to know how to manage a budget. You have to know how to manage risk. You have to know just team building, leadership. So a lot of those skills, I've kind of taken that and said, hey, our young girls need to have these skills. Primarily my daughter, who was struggling with managing her time and getting her assignments in and getting her extracurricular activities, kind of managing all of that. I'm like, do they not teach you this in school? How to, your leadership skills? So that is kind of the premise behind this book was, hey, maybe other girls could benefit from understanding it's mindset, it's time management. You are not just your grades, but that's a big part of your future and your success. So you have to know how to balance all of that.
That is awesome. So you met a need. So you saw that your daughter was struggling and you wanted to give her something that seemed to have been missing. And I'm not sure. Now, when you were in school, is that something that they gave you, helping you to manage your time?
No.
And so you were thinking that possibly it had progressed.
Yeah. I mean, you have planners, you have some of the, you got to spend 2 hours a night studying, all that, but it's not really a focus to teach you how to study, how to manage your time.
Right?
How to be successful. So I said, well, these are things that you have to learn somewhere along the way.
Yes.
Right? So we've got a planner. I've taught her how to kind of forecast how much time do you need for the week. Look at your week and take things in smaller increments. Don't look at, I have this big exam. Look at, okay, I'm going to week by week prepare for this big exam so it doesn't seem so overwhelming.
Yes, I absolutely love that because I'm a part of the John Maxwell DNA.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we talk about is Dr. Maxwell believes that really time is already managed. It's how we step into time and try to make sure that we are, like you said, that we are planning correctly.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that I used to be an adjunct professor actually at Wayne State University in offering skill building. With non-traditional students. These are students who would normally not go to college. And so one of the skills that we did, and unfortunately that program was taken away, is when they come in, that they are learning skill tools to build from. And one of the tools was taking in increments. And because a lot of times they say they just send kids home to study for 2 and 3 and 4 hours. That's a lot. That's a big, huge chunk, particularly when they have spent a lot of time, at school. So teaching them how to tackle their assignments is awesome. And for you to give her that you don't have to take this on in one lump sum. And many people do, because even in my counseling services, I give homework. That's part of their prescription is homework. And they have to do it in increments. And I say to them, give yourself 15 minutes a day. You got 15 minutes a day. Give yourself 15 minutes a day, because if you come here telling me I didn't have any time, this was so rough.
You got 15
You
minutes.
got 15 minutes. And so at least you have offered something, And so I try to get them to understand that.
Part of the book also, and also a skill that I instilled in the girls is understanding yourself. So coming up with your personal mission statement, your superpower. Once you understand what makes you tick, you could kind of understand how you operate. Some people can work well under pressure and cram out 3 hours. But what if you're not that kind of person and you need to take your time? If you like procrastination, so we've worked on that quite a bit. Just not waiting till the last minute, or I can get it done, then you just bottom out because you're so stressed out. That you just say, forget it, I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? So part of understanding who you are as an individual, and I tell her, don't lie to me. You're lying to yourself, right? You're lying to yourself thinking that you can do these things. Be honest with yourself, give yourself some grace, understand what you are capable of, and plan accordingly. And
that's awesome.
Releases the stress.
What you are capable of. Yeah. I love that. I love that, because I think if we learn that too as adults, what we are capable of. And I know I live in that lie. Okay. Now, and I learned that from my husband. Okay. And so I do want you to speak a little bit more about this. Okay. Because what I learned, my husband would give himself a good hour and a half, because he knows before he have to leave out, because he knows that he wants to fix his breakfast. He knows that he want to watch a little sports. Yeah. And so he knows all of these things. And so he's ready, and sometimes he has to shave. So he's walking out that door more settled. Yeah. Me, I'm going to give myself about 30 minutes, okay? And I'm sitting up here trying to do it all.
To run out the door.
To run out the door. And he just shaking his head, okay? And I used to bother me him shaking his head at me, but now I sit back and I said to myself, it must be comical watching me run around that house like that, okay?
Yeah. But now you know that about yourself.
Yes.
So you just say, I want to give myself grace. I'm just going to be late.
Yes. Or I'm gonna try to, because you know what? So here we go, Shirley. I'm too old for that now. And so tell us what you can say to young girls that kind of living in that space where they think they not being honest or with themselves, like you told your daughter. What can you say to them about that?
Well, I do some journaling, and I say, give me a time that you were less than thrilled with the outcome of something that you did.
Okay.
And then we reverse engineer it back to say, well, why did that happen? Well, I waited till the last minute. I wasn't prepared. And now you see the results of this behavior. What is it? How important is it to you to change it? You know what I'm saying? So it's like you got to make it real. Like when you get that big F or that D on the paper, that's real to you.
That's real.
So that leaving late is a direct result of why you failed the test. You know what I'm saying? So
that's
it's like you got to make the correlation. Like my husband always says, I tell him all the time, people don't make the connections. The girls don't make the connections, so you have to spell it out for them.
Yes.
And sometimes they listen and sometimes they don't, but a lot of the time I try to like take it and here's the direct path of why this happened to you. Now, what does that mean? Do you want to repeat that? What are you going to change in the future? They may not change it right away, but they're going to remember the words. Like
so that's one, because you're right. They may not change it right away, and that's really real, right? So we have to give people the grace to change, whether they want to change or not. And as a parent, how did you handle that? And what are some of maybe the advice that you give to young girls of understanding that they may not want to change?
Oh, well, I really let them be individuals. And my goals and ideologies for you are not what yours are. So you were put here for me to love, to support, and to guide through this life. So I am not super hard on them for their choices. College may not be their path, right?
Yes.
Entrepreneurship may not be their path. I'm just helping them, guide them through. And in the book is also figuring out what that is.
What
is the path? It can't be nothing, right? It's got to be something.
But yes.
Let's figure it out together based on what you're good at. I've made them take personality tests, love language exams. How do you like to be loved? How do you communicate? What do you feel you're good at? Self-assessment, right? I want you to say, what's your superpower? I tell the girls, one of them, she's like a girl's girl. She doesn't like injustices. The other one, she's bigger than life. She's going to invite everybody in. The oldest one she's like,
So you have 2 or 3?
3.
Oh,
3
okay,
girls. Yeah.
okay.
3 girls. All girls. It's like a little gray.
Girls. I know you do, and your husband too. All right now.
And a granddaughter. So all
wow.
girls and a granddaughter. So
how old is your granddaughter?
3.
Oh my.
She's 3 now.
Okay.
I had to think about it for a minute.
Okay, so you have 3 daughters.
26, 16. She'll be 17. That's coming out week 9, and then the granddaughter.
Oh,
so, yeah,
how
met
precious.
2 of them.
Yes, I met 2 of them.
Yeah.
So that was the 16-year-old getting ready to turn 17 and the 9-year-old.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Yes.
Yeah.
And so to see that they already have some differences, that you have chimed into their gifts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Understanding how they learn. I think core values here. I say, what is your core values? What do you what do you want to be a person of integrity? Right?
Yes.
Because to me, grades can come, but if you're an honest, ethical, a person of integrity, that
Okay. I don't know what's going on here.
That is
Seems like we got some technical difficulties going on here, everyone, and I'm not really sure.
Is the person on air?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. It said no signal.
Okay.
Okay. All right. All right. So it seemed like we're having some technical difficulties, but he said to keep on moving
around.
Right. I guess that's the part about being resilient. Yes.
Oh, you gotta learn how to pivot.
Yeah, learn how to pivot. That's it.
How to pivot.
Yeah, learn how to pivot. So in teaching, and I'm glad you brought up core values, right? As a speaker and trainer myself, when people begin to have conversations with me, even grown adults, men, women, when I ask them, well, tell me, what are your strengths? Tell me what you value. And they'll sit back and they'll say, I never really thought about it. And so the fact that you put it here in the book to give young girls the opportunity to think about it, I was really happy to see that.
Okay.
Yeah, because oftentimes we're not talking about core values enough. And so what are, because you said, you just mentioned about the core values of integrity, having that core value. So what are some things that you do to help young girls get to their core values or understand them?
So I take them through some series of lessons. So I did the camp this summer. So the book started off as the book, and then I said, hey, this will probably be a pretty cool camp. So I went to the city of Southfield, pitched it to them. Hey, would you want to partner to sponsor this camp or partner with me to kick this off? And so we had about 8 girls that joined the camp. And what we did is we walked through kind of, what are your goals? Set the goals, and then we say, okay, now let's learn about you.
Okay.
What's your personal mission? So that is that corporate I'm bringing back into my life. In corporate America, you have goal setting. You have what's their mission, right? How do you get there? So why don't we do that for our personal lives? So I say, hey, let's set out what are our core values. Are you a spiritual person? If you're a spiritual person and everything that you do ties back to your faith, then what behaviors do you exhibit to show that you're not going to do those things that people want you to do? As a teen girl, it could be the drugs, it could be sex, it could be skipping school, it could be all of those things, but how do you stand true to who you are?
Stand true to who you are.
So that,
that's excellent. Go ahead. You were saying something else?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just saying that, what you're teaching the young girls to stand true to themselves and knowing that their core values matter, because I have found with girls and women that we will release our core values for the sake of dating someone. Yeah. And so what do you say to those who feel bad about that they have given up one of their core values because of what they thought?
You have to reassess who you are, and it's never too late to kind of reinvent yourself and go back to what you're true to. I find that when I was a teen, I kind of veered away from my core values.
See, that's it.
But eventually, I started to come back because they were there.
Yes, because they were there.
I'm planting seeds, and those seeds they may not be right now, but you know how we say, I remember my mom used to say, you're going to remember it. You're going to remember something from your upbringing. It could be a grandmother, it could be whoever it is. You're going to remember something like, I remember that. I see why they told me that now, because I've gone through and had some experiences of my own, but they have it. So we
Yes.
just hope they come back to it.
Well, I love how you, in your book, you take us through the journey of Kaylee. Is
Kaylee.
that right, Kaylee?
Yeah,
Yes.
Kaylee.
And so
Kaylee is Shania.
It's Shania.
Yeah, my daughter.
Oh,
It's kind of
okay.
modeled after her
Very good.
and what some of the experiences that she had.
That
with.
she had,
Mhm.
yes. And so Kaylee started off with a math problem.
Mhm.
But then you start walking her through other journeys of life. So how did you begin to connect those dots? I know it started with Shania and transferring all of that to this book. Tell us about it.
Oh, just started writing. This has been a couple of years now.
Has
Probably
it?
4 or 5 years of me. And I just said this year, you're going to do this. Let's sit down and do this. So some of it is not all her, right? Don't get me
Uh-huh.
wrong. It's just case studies of things I've seen. I've done some tutoring. I've done mentoring of girls before my
Mhm.
daughters were even born. And just some of the struggles that they have. So with the math grade, again, like I said, she looks at it and she takes it as a big, like, okay, I haven't done my homework in 3 weeks. Now I'm going to try to do all this homework. No, that's not how you're going to approach this. You're not going to do it. We've had bad grades. We've had lots of tears. I've gotten her tutors.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that you have to do. But the one thing is being honest, right? Being honest about where you are, what help you need, and then let's come up with a plan for how we're going to move forward.
Yeah.
And I'm always open. I'm not the parent that's going to yell and scream. I'm always going to have my door open. I may not want to hear what you have to say, but I'm going to hear what you have to say because I need you to talk to me. And I have therapists also for the girls. If they don't want to talk to me, they have a resource to talk to.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you know what? That's really great because I am one of those screamers. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I am.
I am too.
I am. and so, but my daughter never cared for it. So I had always tried to, lower my tone or whatever. And I remember when she was in high school, she sent me this meme or something where the girl had come in and the mother just standing. And I was like, oh, that looks so ugly. Who's this girl talking about? But I mean, our kids will help us to grow up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
they show
having
you
that,
who you are.
they
Yeah.
really do show you who you are.
Yeah.
And so when
But I realize I'm not. Some things are out of my. They're just outside of my scope.
okay, so tell me about it.
So I will find tutors. I
Yes.
will go online, Khan Academy. I get worksheets. I try
Yes.
to find the resources
Yes.
because I am not a math teacher, and
Yes.
I don't think my children take direction from me well.
Okay.
They
Okay.
receive it better from other people
That's true.
because they don't want to disappoint
Yes.
me. So they're not going to be as open. It seems like they would, but other life areas
right,
they do.
yes.
But that part,
Right.
I get them the help they need.
Yes. Yes. But you're right about that.
Mhm.
And when you even said that, things are out of your scope, and I think parents recognizing that is really important. The first thing you also said in helping your daughter to walk through, and I think parents can do the same, be honest with where we are. If we know, we both were honest, we're screamers.
Yeah.
Okay, and so me knowing that, and I'm a loud talker, I'm probably loud right now, And it's just about passion, being passionate about the things you care about, right? And so being able to lower that temperature is so important in understanding where we are.
Yeah.
That's part of being honest about who we are. And too many times I think that we hide behind things because of pride. So it's really wonderful to teach our young people and ourselves to let go of pride.
Yeah. I teach my girls I'm human.
Yes.
I make mistakes. I apologize when I'm wrong. This gentle parenting is fairly new for me. I don't really spank and all that stuff, but I will holler at you. But I had to learn in the mornings I don't want to disrupt their day and their spirit before they leave the house. So I try to be calm in the morning. Not always following it, but for the most part, I try to get them started off to a good day. Have a wonderful day. I'm speaking positivity. I'm pouring into you're going to do great things today. You're going to show up in the world as a powerful person. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But, so.
Yes. Yeah, I love that. That's really important. So tell me, what are some of, doing your program, what are some of the challenges that you were able to see that the girls were having that almost like you were doing like an addendum to your book because it's pretty thorough, right?
Yeah.
So did you find that it really just matched up with what you had in there? Like you can go here and you found it? Because I also see you have worksheets as well.
Yeah. Okay, so let me see. In the program, you mean what did I learn from the girls?
Yeah, because they do teach us.
Yeah. I think I learned my sweet spot as far as the age. So the program this summer it was aiming 15 to, I think I had 12 to 15.
Okay.
It was no 16-year-old in there. Yeah, I had 12 to 15, and then I had my daughter and her friend. They were the counselors, so this was a leadership opportunity for them.
Good.
And then I had the little one at the front checking people in, so this is a part of her learning her entrepreneurial journey.
Yes, very good.
So the girls were really, I've taught them how to set SMART goals specifically. So they kind of learned about it, but not really. So that taught me, okay, we need to get more of that. A lot of the girls were very interested in entrepreneurship. So I took a section and did an entrepreneur workshop.
Yes.
And so during that session, we did business plans, mini business plans. We went through what their product was, how they were going to market the product, where they were going to raise the capital for the product.
Also
did some entrepreneurship bingo. And one of the young ladies won a gift card because she got the most, not bingo, Jeopardy.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Learning the difference between profit and loss, what's your ROI, all those types of things. So we taught the girls about that. They're very interested in learning entrepreneurship. So what I learned is that I want to expand the camp to not only leadership, but also finances, managing credit, all the things that we face that we don't necessarily
talk about.
Yeah.
Right. Don't even talk about in relationships. Let's just go there, okay? I mean, really, truly, one of the things that I learned, and women, I just want to inform you and men, one of the conversations to have in relationships, and you talking about being with somebody, is definitely how they master credit.
Yeah.
For real. Okay? That's something that my dad, I watched him and my mom, and I don't think my dad said these words to me, but I understood from him that my credit was my bond. And how I treated my credit was how I treated myself.
Yeah.
And I tell you, I picked that up, and I was very protective of my credit. So when because this is my second marriage, so when we got married, I went through like, tell me about your credit. Yep. Yes. Tell me about how you spend money. Tell me this, and he was like, I've never been asked these questions before.
Yeah. I talked to the girls about that too, about dating.
Yes.
And the types of boys that they date. Are they kind? Are they, do they volunteer? Are they following all the other boys, or are they different? Just what are you looking for in someone? Spend your time with someone that is a good person for you, not just because they're pressuring you or all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
So, yeah, we didn't go into it a lot, but
I think that's really great that you even went into it, because one of the things, because I run a program as well, talking to the girls about something that I want to expand into is talking to them about when you being played. Understanding that there may be a play in hand.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because I have learned, and the game is still the same, is that guys, not all guys, will say
and do anything
to get what they believe is the ultimate.
Yeah.
That's just it. Yeah. And so when they pick your card of what you want to hear, they're right there.
Women too.
Yes. Yes. Yes, so even
we fall for it too. So.
That's what I'm saying. Yes, but yes, exactly. Women fall for it too. So understanding that, yes.
And you're worth more than that.
Yes.
And I told the team, don't give somebody something that you can't take back. So you better be very sure.
That's it.
This is what you want to step into.
That is beautiful, because once you give it, there's no taking back. And you have to understand than what your body is going to do to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so girls really having those conversations, great age for 12 or to 15 that you did was an excellent age. And even though Sisters Journeying Together, we say that we work with girls from 12 to 18, which we do.
Mm-hmm.
However, I have found my niche with the middle schoolers, which is the hardest. That's that hardest transition of moving from, you know, that elementary now to the middle school and understanding who they are and readying themselves for high school. That's a really difficult stage of life.
Yeah.
It really
I was
is.
8th grade.
Yes.
Before they get to high school. So you kind of understand how to set your goals. You kind of understand how to approach your studies. You know how to manage your time. You're looking at it from a different lens, not just, you know, it's a transition.
It's a transition.
And you can use this into college. These are a lot of skills that you could take with you into college or whatever you choose to do after high school.
You know, and understanding that is so important because you do want the skills to be transferable.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you do want them to continue to walk with you. And gaining those basics is so important.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. So, as we stated, well, I'm going to change it. What challenges that you did, we just talked about the challenges that you saw and how you begin to address them and how you want to move that into another program. So how long is your program normally?
It was, I think it was 5 weeks.
Okay.
This time. It was 5 weeks.
Okay.
Some of the feedback, some of the girls said it was too short.
I can imagine.
They wanted it to be longer. So I'm
yes.
looking at that. First thing I'm going to do is turn it into a virtual program. So we're going to have some virtual programming. I'm working on pitching it, extending the pitch to the school districts. So that's in progress right now. Maybe an after school program. I just want to fulfill the need. So that's what I'm really looking into, what is needed so that I can meet the girls where they are. So it's accessible to them. And then actually umbrellaing this under a nonprofit so that I can get sponsorship. Some of the tuitions I subsidize this time. That's not sustainable. So
it's not right. Yes. That's what Sisters Journeying Together. It's a nonprofit.
Yeah.
Well, we have to talk.
Yes.
So in building girls' confidence, right? Now I did hear you say with your daughters, you did like the personality assessments and stuff. So how do you start your program with the girls, and how do you end your program with the girls?
Well, I just learned a little bit about them. Again, this was a pilot, so I'm tweaking it
as you go. Okay, very good.
So just kind of the application process is them telling me what they wanted to get out of the camp.
Okay.
And the parents giving me some feedback on what they felt from their assessment of their girls. Are they quiet? Do they want to learn more public speaking? If they mentioned that, then immediately we started the public speaking. Everyone had to get up, present, express their feelings and their thoughts, articulate what they wanted to say. So, it was like, this is going to be interactive, not me talking the whole time. I want you girls to get up, and if this is a safe space, right? This is a safe space. You have people here that want to hear what you have to say, want to hear your thoughts. Let's talk about it. I don't want you, because sometimes in the classroom, you may not want to say anything. You may just kind of, shrink into the chair. I want you to feel empowered and inspired to be your loudest, boldest self.
Oh, that's wonderful. Giving voice. I love that. And that's what it's all about, right? Particularly in the time that we're living in, that's really trying to shut women's right down and make us secondary citizens.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes, right. What you said, Regina, you're about to touch on something right there, And so tell us more about your publishing company. I can't let you leave here before I let you talk about Glow, right?
Yeah, so it's a couple of things I'm doing. I'm launching my consulting firm after pivoting from a business after COVID, and I was like really afraid, I'll just be honest, to go back into business, but I love it. I love business. I love inspiring and motivating people.
Yes.
So the first thing was the book. So I said, well, how do I get this out there?
Yes.
Started researching. So I started Glow Ink Publishing or glowinkpress.com to publish the book. And so that was the first step. Then I went into finding Amazon, of course, go on there. Then I went to the Southfield Public Library. I'm a local author, so the book is at the library there.
Yes.
Now it's distributed in Books A Million, all those types of. So I went to another distribution. It's a company, and they help you with that too. So
Okay.
my goal is to help other women publish their works
Okay.
and help them get, what out there too, because it's, some people may not know. It's not something I specialize in, but I do want to offer that information because that is my passion, to help people
Yes. Yes.
do what they need to do. So
That's beautiful.
Going Press, then you have drcharleneparks.com, and then askcoachcharlie.ai. Those are three.
So tell us about your consulting. So tell us about what you consult on.
Business strategist. I am really refining the packages and programs, but my passion is helping Black-owned businesses, Black woman-owned businesses with starting their business and scaling their business. What I learned from all of these many business courses, business classes, and my own learnings and my own personal experiences is, just because you have LLC doesn't make you have a business, right? There's certain, there's processes, there's bookkeeping, there's marketing, there's everything you can imagine for a business that you really.
Amen. For real.
People, it's rough, and you have to understand how to approach that without. It's a lot of failure. Most businesses fail within 5 years. Why? Especially minority, Black-owned businesses usually don't last but a couple of years because we don't have our stuff together. We don't have our paperwork in order. We don't have our, even when the COVID hit, a lot of people couldn't even get the loans and stuff because we don't have our credentials in order. We don't
That's
have.
right.
Have you filed your taxes? Do you have a bookkeeper? Do you have your, proper paperwork? So I'm wanting to help people understand. Here are the key elements and areas of business that can help you be successful, and how to earn money, how to get government contracts, how to different networking opportunities. So I'm stepping back into that space because I'm just so passionate about it. So.
Awesome. That is really, really awesome. Well, tell us how our audience can get in touch with you.
So drcharleneparks.com has pretty much all of my social media handles. I'm on Instagram, Dr. Charchar.
Okay.
Facebook, Dr. Charlene Parks, and LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn.
Okay, so you're on all the major social media outlets.
I'm just getting into this TikTok. I'm figuring it out.
I know, girl. I have not. I've opened up an account.
Yeah, that's it.
But I'm with you on that one. So much AI stuff out here. And one of the things that, I mean, really, honestly, these social media techs, and they just had this big, huge meeting with the president, and I mean, I'm very leery of them, and the reason they're in it's all about the money, and they'll do anything. And one of the things I just encourage parents, that you have to really be careful, because they don't care about our children.
No.
They don't.
No.
They don't care about our children. And one of the things that I learned, that in China, they don't have TikTok for all the mess that our kids are exposed to.
Oh, yeah.
It's strictly for learning.
Yeah.
Strictly for learning.
And they slow down the internet too on certain days, so you can't just be on there 13, 14, 15 hours. Now, I tell my girls, I need you to know who you are.
That's
I don't
right.
need social media and the
To
internet
tell
to
you
tell you who you are.
And that is a problem.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I remember years ago, Charlene, this young man told me that he accepted who he was as he continued to read on Facebook, or as he in social media. Social media told him who he was. And when I challenged it, I ain't see him no more. Yeah, I ain't see him no more. So, because the challenge was too overwhelming.
But think about when you punish, I won't say punish, but let's say you restrict the access.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they go crazy.
They do. Girl, my little grandbaby. Okay. Because, my sister was there and letting her play with her phone and stuff like that. And so she'll go. I mean, her world is Elmo.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Elmo. So, I was there and I let her see my phone. And when I went to go take it, girl just fell out all over the place. I said, see, that's why I told my daughter, I said, see, that's why I have restrictions for you. She said, well, Ma, I don't give her the phone. I said, and I won't be more. I won't do it no more either. This little girl, I
almost did my dissertation study on that, the effects of social media on our children.
Yes.
And their attention span.
Yes.
Because even we have it, adults, we can't. It teaches you to only focus for 15, 20, 30-second bursts. If you see people, they're always on the phone. They can't get off. So
right.
It's like it's addictive.
It's addictive. Yes, because but this was from the TV. I had she was watching Elmo. Well, this was on the phone what I was just sharing.
Yeah.
But from the TV, it was so funny. She was watching Elmo and she was like this. Wow. She's 23 months. Wow. And I was like, okay,
what
girl.
They call these babies they call them the internet or the Apple babies.
Something.
iPad babies, something like that.
Something like that. Okay, well, thank you so much for tuning in to Exhale into Life with Regina. When Regina speaks, everybody listen. You have been watching us on WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. Please don't forget to comment, subscribe, like, and share. And I'm so sorry we didn't give you the opportunity. I have to admit, I'm brand new at remembering to say the telephone number. However, that number is 313-429-2032. So write it down and tune in with us on next Friday, where I will have another powerful host. And Charlene, please tell them how they can get in contact with you again.
Oh, yes. drcharleneparks.com. I'll have all of my social media handles. You can find me there. There's a chat there. There's a contact us, email, all that. You can contact me there.
All right. So thanks so much for tuning in on Exhale into Life with Regina. When Regina speaks, every